Hi, Cine Recap here. Today I am going to explain an American science fiction horror film called Synchronic. Spoilers ahead, watch out and stay tuned. A married dad, a women man Steve, and Dennis, they all work helpfully as paramedics. They all are known out to the series of situations where people are besides killed in peculiar conditions or whose accounts are muddled. The cases are connected with a new engineered medication called Synchronic. Maltreatment call. They observe a pecking casualty and an old brand slept within the divider. While Steve watches out for a harmed man, he's unintentionally stayed by a filthy needle. Being tried for potential diseases prompts the disclosure of malignant growth in his image. The substitute call, a consumed casualty, is a completely consumed body. The third call is a chomp from a noxious snake never again planned nearby. On a call to a medication party, they track down a dead kid, and a young lady says there was a third young lady, Brianna, Dennis' adolescent child. The approaching morning, Steve goes to a unique bank shop and purchases all the Synchronic, which he learns is as he leaves. Steve declines a man's proposition, pay triple its worth. The approaching morning, Steve finds the man breaking into his home. He says he's the drug specialist who made Synchronic, which changes the pineal organ's view of time. Youngsters, who have the non-calcified pineal organ, take a break. Adults feel to just not completely travel through time like apparitions. During their approaching call, a casualty of a brand battle kicks the bucket. Steve, who's someone who is addicted of the historical backdrop of insight, quotes Einstein on the pointlessness of time when confronted with his companion's demise. Under the pressure of Brianna's openness, Dennis' marriage decays. Whenever he learns somebody has been taking morphine, he confuses Steve's chronic weakness and utilization of anesthetics as validation he's a morphine junkie. The two reach boiling point while treating a frenzied case. At home, Steve takes Synchronic, goes back to when the region was shrouded in a marsh, and is gone after by a conqueror. Steve records his compliances, expressing Synchronic permits voyaging in reverse however time for 7 sparkles in a similar geological position. At the point when he heads out back to the Ice Age, he decides his position while taking the capsule decides the objective time. During his approaching endeavor, he reclaims his canine, Hawking. At the point when he moves from the first situation because of a threatening man, he loses Hawking and is unsuitable to bring him back. At the position where Brianna blurred, he finds a few ethnical men, who pursue him up a tree. He finds that Brianna might have strayed prior to taking Synchronic, and objects from the present can moor him to the present. Steve and Dennis talk at a bar. Dennis, who has ended his life for a loud, accepts he's gone to a separation. Steve informs Dennis regarding his malignant growth, and the two adjust. Their driver, Tom, was taking the morphine. At the burial ground of Steve's family, Steve shows Dennis the videos of his time outing, and they presume that Brianna might have passed on a correspondence for them to find in the domain. Steve heads out back to a landmark during the Battle of New Orleans, is shot in the leg, and journeys for Brianna. He tracks down her in a fosse and gives her his last Synchronic capsule. They snappily move to the stone Steve went to, where a raider blocks them and holds Steve at gunpoint, permitting he's a slave. Brianna gets back to her future, while Steve is abandoned in the set of experiences. He seems to come a phantom before Dennis. They shake hands and the film closes without knowing whether Steve gets back to the present.